How's it going? This is Joe and Tell, and today I want to take a look at these Monolith M-TWEs. That stands for True Wireless Earbuds. Let's take a look. Alright, so first things first, I want to talk about all the things I really like about this. And the first thing is the sound quality. So Monolith has been on a roll. I have a few products in for review from them. I have recently reviewed, what was it, their headphones. I forget the name. I think it was BT600 ANCs. Yeah, not real easy to remember. But I remember just liking the sound quality on those. And so Monolith, I think that they're constantly trying to provide value, and so is their parent company, Monoprice. And same goes for these. And I was just really surprised by how well it sounded. And I think it's because of some tricks that they have up their sleeve. Primarily, it's what they're using with their app. So they're using an app from SonarWorks. So SonarWorks does a lot of stuff with correcting of earphones to get them to a different sound signature. And their new product is called SoundID. And what SoundID does is it allows you to pick your headset, your headphones, whatever they may be, and you can choose from the drop down, and from there it will correct those to the optimal target curve. So they don't say exactly what that is, but it's their own target curve. Now from there, what's smart is it also does a test to see how well you hear. So not only is it targeting this particular curve, but it's also accommodating your particular hearing. Everybody has different hearing. Some people have high frequency loss, and so it'll accommodate that. So, that's kind of cool. Now, the next thing after that is it does a test for preference, because not only is it a target curve, but you may like a little bit more bass, more treble. Everybody's different. So it has those three layers. So really smart. And I talked to my buddy El Jefe. He has some of these for review, and I don't want to spoil what he said, but he did say it's like a cheat code. So I thought that was kind of funny. And I do believe the same thing. You're able to do so much with EQ that, man, it can take some headphones that might not actually sound so great and make them sound a lot better than they should. Now, one thing I will say is that this app, there's a difference between what it can do with just generic headphones that are in its database versus what Monolith did here, which is they partnered up with SoundID, meaning that the sound here will play system wide. So the difference is with the other ones, it'll only be activated when you're using a compatible app. So I use Qobuz most of the time, and it doesn't seem to work with that. But if I play something on, let's say, YouTube Music or Spotify, then it will work. So kind of interesting. That's the main difference between having something that is certified and partnered with SoundID versus something that's just on their list. So those are the pros. I think so far these would have to be the best sounding headphones I found regarding the tonal characteristics. It also has a pretty wide soundstage considering that they're going in your ears. And yeah, I have some $500 in-ear monitors and the FiO FA9s, and I really like those because they sound natural. And these, I think they're up there. I mean, these are 99 bucks, and for me to even be able to say that they come close, that's already a feat in itself. I have the AirPods Pro, and those sound pretty good as well. I think these might sound a little bit better. And so, very good job on the tuning. Now let's take a quick look at some of the convenience features, because someone who's going to use this is not just going to use it only for listening to music. A lot of times people buy these to make calls. I mean, that's the main reason I bought the AirPods Pro, for calls, and I wanted to try out the active noise canceling. This can make calls, and it also has active noise canceling and a kind of transparency mode or ambient mode, whatever they want to call it. But yeah, so I'll touch on those in a little bit, but I want to first talk about something obvious, which is the case. And the case is a little bit big on this. I'm going to be honest. So, unless you have something to throw this into, if you're going to put this into your pocket, it's not really the smallest case. You can see it here compared to the AirPods Pro, which are about half as thick as this. Although what you do get is you get longer battery life. So they claim 10 hours of use And when you throw it in this, you get another 20 hours. So this connects via USB-C, and 5 minutes gets you an hour of use. So for my ears, these fit pretty well. I think they look decent, but it really depends. They give you a few different options as far as ear tips, and I found that medium worked well for me. But for my wife, she tried a few and it just didn't fit her well, and it seemed to bother her ears. So it's something to be aware of, that not everything that fits one person will be right for another person. One other feature that I like about this is it has proximity sensors, so it can detect when they're in your ears, and when you take them out, it pauses the music. Just one of those small features to look for, because it's just really handy to have. The case itself is magnetic, so when you throw these back in here, you don't have to fiddle around with them. They kind of just lock right into place. And I will say that the touch controls on these are very good. So I like that you can just swipe up and down and it does what it's supposed to do. Now, regarding active noise canceling, I would say that it wasn't as strong as something from the AirPods Pro. Just definitely not even, I would say maybe 50% of the way there. Ambient mode is kind of handy, although again, it's not as strong, but I feel like ambient mode or transparency mode is more useful on these, because when you have earbuds, right, it's blocking out all the sounds almost automatically because they're in your ears, or it's creating a seal. And so to be able to hear stuff outside is actually more useful. I should also mention that these are IPX4, which means they're sweat resistant. You don't want to dip these in water, get them too wet, because they're not rated for that. Regarding call quality, here's a sample. I found that it worked better outdoors. In my room, it's a little bit reverberant, and because they're further from my mouth than something else where the microphone kind of comes down, I did find that it sounded a little bit distant, and you could hear a little bit more reverberation from the room than some of the other ones that I have around here. But you take a listen, you let me know what you think. All right, so right now I am testing out the Monolith M-TWE True Wireless Earbuds. And so this is a test of the call quality. How does it sound? I'm in a quiet environment. Let me know how my voice comes through. All right, so right now I am at the park. And so this is a wide open space. You might hear some noise from the cars on the street, but let me know how this sounds here compared to the indoor test. So yeah, there you have it. Overall, I think that they actually sound pretty good. It doesn't sound robotic like some of the other inexpensive in-ear monitor headphones or earbuds that I've tried out. But I feel like they could tweak that a little bit, because it didn't do a great job of canceling some of the background noise. So a few more complaints I would have about this, besides the case being rather large, is that there's no button on the case to pair. And so I felt like the pairing process could have been a little bit easier. And the ones that I have tried where there's a button on here to pair and unpair just made that whole process easier. They have a method where you tap twice and do a long press, but it's a little bit confusing, and after pairing and repairing to different devices, I found that it could be a little bit smoother. Also, this doesn't have an app that goes along with it, so you can't tune it specifically to what you want. I'm not talking about the SoundID app. I'm talking about a separate graphic equalizer that you could tweak. So it doesn't have anything like that, which concerns me, because I don't know how they would do the firmware updates. Although I did confirm with them, they said that they could do some over-the-air updates, but I prefer to have an app. The last thing that I've found is pretty handy is multi-point pairing, where you can connect the device to two different devices, where you could maybe listen to music on one, take a call on the other. This does not have that, and it also doesn't have wireless charging. So something to think about. All right, so here we are at the brand new headphone leaderboard. And so the Monolith M-TWEs, they fit right here in the true wireless earbud category. And first is AirPods Pro, Soundcore Liberty Air 2. I really like these a lot too. These tended to fall out of my ears. For my wife, these actually fit her ears better. So for me personally, that's why this is always tricky, because this is a personal thing, right? This is subjective. For me, I think the AirPods Pro overall just does a lot of things better. I think that this one has a better sound quality, but overall, I'm going to have to put them right there. As far as best under $100, these are $99 right now. I would say I would put these right here under the Monoprice BT600s I just reviewed. So reason being that the BT600s had a really good sound that I liked.
very good call quality, and some, just the ANC was stronger than the TWEs. And then finally, best overall sound, I would have to say that I'm going to put these right here under the Monoprice BT600. So there you go.
So overall, who are these for? I would say that these are for that person who puts sound quality at the highest priority. If you want the best possible sound quality for 99 bucks and under, and you want in-ear true wireless earbuds, this is probably what you're going to want. But if you're going to use this primarily for making calls, and that's the most important thing, you want something that's small. Yeah, this is not a small case. The call quality is decent. If you want these for noise canceling, they're not the best for noise canceling. I think that the AirPods Pro still have the best call quality, best active noise canceling, best transparency, but they're also significantly more expensive than these. And those don't have as good sound quality, in my opinion. So that's going to change from person to person. Everybody has their own taste, but I will say that I really do think that they did a great job tuning these. And so for the person who wants the best possible sound, I would say that these are a go. So there you have it. If you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. And please join me on Patreon. I'm doing some new stuff on there for you guys. And please support, if you can, patreon.com/Joe and Tell. Anyway, that's it. Take care. Bye-bye.